Hi, Sherry Joy Collier here, and I'm going through the list of 10 cognitive distortions, defining each one so that you can capture your thoughts that are coming right before you start to feel a negative feeling, and it'll help you understand what's driving those negative feelings and be able to reframe the thought. Okay, let's go right into the second one. So in the first video, we talked about polarized thinking, or all or nothing, also known as black and white thinking. Today, we're talking about overgeneralization. So when people overgeneralize, they reach a conclusion about one event and then incorrectly apply that conclusion across the board. In other words, you might assume that one negative event means every subsequent event thereafter will be negative too. For example, you score low on one math test and conclude that you're hopeless at math in general. You may have a negative experience in one relationship and then believe that you just aren't good at relationships. Overgeneralization has been associated with post-traumatic stress disorder and other anxiety disorders. So I wanted to tell you also another kind of example. I have been a marriage and family therapist licensed in the state of California for many, many years, and I've worked with many, many couples probably for the past 25 years, in addition to individuals. But in particular, when I work with a couple, you'll often see the spouses overgeneralizing. And what I mean by that is one spouse might say, well, in the past, whenever I would bring up such and such a topic, my spouse would shut down and not want to talk about it or have a negative reaction or something like that. And so I just quit sharing anything that was hard. And then when I have them dig into it a little bit more, we find out, no, there's a very specific reason why that spouse had a negative response to that particular topic. And usually it's a trigger from childhood or from past relationships or even something that occurred within that relationship in the past. But it's specific. And so rather than overgeneralizing and saying, I'm never going to bring up anything difficult ever again with my spouse, that won't be healthy. That will not work. You need to kind of differentiate and say, oh, it's when I bring up that topic. And it's when I bring it up in a certain way that my spouse has a negative reaction. And she or he is not always going to react negatively to every topic that might be a little bit conflict resolution-y, for lack of a better word. Anyway, you get my drift. You do not want to overgeneralize in your relationships and make assumptions, because that's not dealing with truth. And often when couples can get to the truth of what's actually going on internally for each of them, they can have a restored relationship. They can offer each other forgiveness and they can move on. So that is overgeneralization. I'll see you in some videos to follow going over the remaining 8. Take care. Thanks for watching.